Hi, Patreon. I think Matt's mad at me.
Not mad.
Yes, and...
No, but.
Oh, God.
This is serious.
This is serious.
Just realized my weakness is improv.
You just realized?
I have nothing to say to that.
What are you putting in the bag?
Yeah. Well, get to talking.
Alright.
Start yapping.
Hey?
What if I referred to like every time you talked, I called it yapping? But as Bill Nye the Science Guy.
I think Matt is confused.
No, I get exactly how this game works.
I think Matt isn't.
No. I know exactly how
Do you
it
like
works.
my hair?
now.
I just got it done.
What'd you do to it?
I touched it. I mean, it's supposed to look the same.
Oh, cool. Hey, you nailed it.
What she do? She kept it consistent.
I got the red touched up.
Yeah.
Ho!
What?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I don't know. I got nothing, man.
ever.
I got nothing ever in this brain. Wow, everybody knows I'm dumb. Everybody knows I'm the stupidest person alive. That's fine.
Yes.
Now, how does that make you feel?
I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys exactly how it makes me feel. As soon as I can think of something funny enough to say.
As soon as I can write it down and practice it for a week.
Yeah, I'll be back next week to tell all of y'all how it made me feel.
But I feel like
Calm,
that's
cool,
a
and
lot.
calculated.
That's a much more difficult way to go about stand-up, I feel like. Like
What?
not allowing yourself to go off script at all.
Yeah. Well, he's a perfectionist in
Yeah.
like all parts of his life.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
no, I don't mean it as like
Which is
it
crazy
looks
that
hard.
I'm
It
marrying
looks
you.
yeah.
I know.
It looks difficult while you're. That's not what I mean. I just mean like you come out and you have something fully formulated.
Yeah.
That just seems. I don't know. That seems more stressful
How
to
does it
me.
make you feel?
It is
when
because comedy at any moment somebody can say something
Yeah.
and get you off course.
Yeah. Or
And
you
it
could say
happens a
something
good
that
bit,
could knock
but
you off course.
I never like stay on something too long. Like I'll just be blah blah, and then right back to it because that if that doesn't hit, I'm not staying in that pocket.
Yeah.
Whereas like I probably should dive more, and I've tried, like with some crowd work questions, but I already kind of have a lane of. But also with crowd work, it's different. Like their response, half the time is what's funny, and while you're listening to them respond, you're thinking of something to say. So they'll literally say something, haven't thought of something yet. I'll repeat what they said, gets another laugh if it's something crazy, and then hopefully by then I'll have something that I've thought of. Like there was that guy that I was asking at the show the other day. I was like, "What's like?" I'm talking about being bullied or whatever, and he like raised his hand. I was like, "What's the worst thing that ever happened to you?" He's like, "Well, when I was in like 6th or 7th grade, this girl told everybody that I said the N-word," and then I was like, "What?" Like just to be like, "Oh, what?" Like, and then just be like, "She said you said the N-word," and then like I couldn't think of anything. And I just go, "Did you?"
That's funny.
And that's funny, but I couldn't think of anything clever, so I just went with that.
yeah, but a question.
And then
is
I was
just
like,
as-
"You're in Nashville, dude. You're fine. Like you can say it right now." And like I stuck my mic out, and I got a laugh. But
That's
I
funny.
don't know if that's the same as like improv.
It is.
It is.
It exactly is.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, dude.
No.
I think he just doesn't
He's
like
like,
the
"I'm so
word
bad
improv,
at
which I
lip-"
understand.
Yeah, I don't either. It's riffing. We're riffing.
Oh.
Improvisation.
Oh.
No, riffing.
Oh. I like that. Yeah, we're just riffing, man.
Yeah, baby.
Oh
we're
yeah.
riffing.
Okay. I'm gonna join.
Improv was called riffing.
Yeah.
Or riff. You'd be on board.
I'm gonna go join the riff troop.
The riff raffs.
The riff raffs. Y'all the ones making all that riff raff ruckus. What is roughest?
I just had some crowd work that was actually so fucking funny.
At Nikki?
No.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, theater crowd work is tough.
Yeah.
It's a bold move.
No, at the lab, I was on a show, and my material was bombing. Like, it was rough. And so I was like, what do you do for a living? And this lady in like a British accent, she goes, oh, I'm a social worker. And I was like, here or in England? And she was like, in England. I was like, oh, so you're like, what is it?
I can't remember.
Oh, I was like, I was over there serving up Jiminy Crickets and my porridge. I never lost it. I was like, yeah, that doesn't sound that bad. And I was like, sir, another random guy, what do you do? He was like, I'm actually a social worker. I was like, here? And he goes, yep. And I said, God bless you.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was good.
How the fuck did you call in 2 social workers in a row? That's crazy.
We
They
out here.
weren't sitting together.
The
What?
fact that you landed on a male one is even crazier.
I know.
White rhinos.
A big black dude.
Black rhinos.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Well, then I asked the British girl what her husband sitting across from her did. I said, what do you do? And he was like, oh, I work in water supply. I can't do it.
Lumen. What all supply?
And I was like, we don't need you here. California's still pretty desperate in that crush.
Yeah.
I like crowd work. It feels like a test and I get nervous.
Yeah. I feel like standing for crowd work is really hard. But
Are you saying it's easy for me?
I could do it. I think if I could like sit back like
I will say sitting on the stool always felt so much more comfortable than like standing.
I'll
like,
kill both of you.
no,
right
you
the
do get to
fuck
sit down,
now.
which is nice. Now you get to just like chill there, like you're just talking.
I'm gonna murder.
I'll actually go to bat for that one. It is way easier to sit down and do comedy than it is to stand up and do comedy.
You could also sit whenever you want.
Yeah.
I can't
just
do
go.
act outs.
But you get shit on. If you sit on a stool, it's like in the comedy community, always like, oh, are you a stool guy?
Yeah.
You sit on the stool? Is that what you do? And you're like, sometimes it feels comfortable. It's like frowned upon. To
I didn't
sit
mean
on
it's
the
easier
stool.
to do stand up. I didn't mean anything about life is easier to be in a wheelchair.
Except
we
stand
are.
up. No.
You play
Except
the
stand up.
tape.
I just meant like sitting back and relaxing, or being able to physically relax yourself
Yeah,
And
that's
chill.
would
true.
probably be.
That's
a
what
little
I'll
bit.
do when I'm nervous. I'll make my body look like really chill to trick my brain.
Yeah,
Like,
you
I'll
can't do that
lean-
while you're
yeah.
standing and
No,
walking around.
Your
the
hands
stage.
are always going in your pockets. You don't even know what to do with the other fucking hand.
Yeah.
Sometimes you put
Do
it
you
behind your back.
experience hand anxiety?
No,
No, 'cause
because
you can just
I'm
chill.
holding the microphone in one, and the other one, if I'm nervous, I'll play with my cup holder
Yeah,
or
you-
I'll hold
yeah.
the drink.
Yeah, I'm always like touching the stool. I have a new one where I'm like knocking on the stool. And I'm like, why are you doing that?
Oh no!
I do hand in front pocket now. I used to do hand in jacket pocket. Then I did hand behind the back sometimes. Under the armpit was one for a
I've
while.
seen you throw your hand behind your back, like as the punchline hits. I think that's a cool move.
Thank you.
I'm sure you don't know it's
It's
happening.
improv. It's
I'm
riffing,
just
you know.
riffing.
Yeah, it's weird. But also, we discovered we do not have the same brain at all.
Yeah.
Because she
No,
is like one
smart.
track. She doesn't have a inner dialogue, monologue.
Yeah.
I have a trialogue in my head.
Yeah.
Polylogue. Like, I have so many thoughts going on at one time. Like, I'll be in the middle of a joke thinking about something within that last joke that I could have done better, or like didn't, like if something didn't hit well, I'm still thinking about that while telling the joke, thinking about, am I going to do it this next punchline is coming up this way or that way? Also, is this tying into like what's the next joke I have? What is the next joke that I have coming up? All while talking.
You need an ego death. You need to do a fuckload of mushrooms.
I don't think that's it. I think it's just the way like my brain
I
is
think
wired.
You're worried about
He's
people
right.
like you're
I've done
worried
shrooms
about the
before.
way people perceive what you're saying and what they perceived before and how they're going to perceive the next thing.
Well, it's because I think having like
Every
somebody's-
man has two wolves in him.
somebody showed
No, I
pointed
like
something out.
deeply agree with Brady on
Yeah,
that.
well, yeah, we know you support drugs, PCP.
He said, "Yeah."
Yes, and PCP.
That you already did it. You don't have to.
No and then. Somebody like
It's gotta be cooler.
so from having a speech impediment, I learned to like have to be very, very calculated and think ahead of
that probably
everything
does
I
have
have.
a lot to do with it.
And it just ingrained into my mind at a very
Yeah.
young age, and it still comes out. And what somebody pointed out, J-Dub at the golf course, he's like, I noticed that it comes out every once in a while, but you joke with a speech impediment a lot too, so I can't tell if you're joking. I'm like, I think I subconsciously just do that. That way, if it does come out, people can't really. It's like, oh, is he just like being goofy?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I legitimately just said something wrong. Like, you know, like I'm learning about my like subconsciously
Yeah.
trained mind,
Yeah.
and that makes me a genius.
Yeah, you should do
Don't you improv
you
these
should do enough
nuts?
mushrooms that it makes you cry.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
Do them on stage. Be brave like
oh my
me.
god, I could never.
Do you
I can't
see that
fucking believe
shroom
y'all did that.
video?
Yeah.
Y'all, I did that
Yeah.
twice.
It's so funny because on this, you're like, I never do shrooms. And I was like, well, there's 2 8-minute to 15-minute clips of you being high on shrooms
I've
doing
only done
stand-up.
shrooms on stage doing stand
Yeah,
up.
that's fucking insane.
Yeah, hey, you know what they say?
We should do them
built
for your
different.
birthday.
I'm down.
Do we
I
still?
have shroom gummies.
We will only be in comfortable places,
Yeah.
so I'm down.
I got
Oh, yeah?
shroom gummies.
I
Like
did 'em
Shulman's
last
could
year,
be a
too.
nightmare on shrooms.
Shulman's, yeah.
We can
Shulman's
wait
is like
till
one bad night away
Roy's-
from
Yeah.
Lakeside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
it's getting there.
Shulman's
Roy's
is
the
getting
same.
No.
Roy's on weekends.
Roy's,
does get
I
pretty
wouldn't be-
bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be good at
If
Roy's.
people came up to me,
I'd be good at Roy's, but I
I'd
would for
be
sure have to be
nervous.
outside the whole time, and I would be like, "Can someone get me a beer, please?"
Yeah, I need a fire and a. I don't even because the last time I did shrooms, I didn't even like alcohol. I was like,
Yeah,
oh, this
yeah.
is poison. You could taste it in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, I can't drink this. This
Also,
tastes like
mushrooms
poison.
is food sickness, so your body is naturally repelling other things.
Yeah, it's just like
I normally don't even eat on shrooms or drink water. I try to drink beer, and normally I can. Like if I'm drinking beer before I take mushrooms, I'll be able to continue to do it. But if I take mushrooms and then try to start drinking, it's a no go.
There
is it sorry, real quick, real quick. No matter how much you talk and try to avoid shroom talk, it always comes back around. Interesting. We held off for
So what do
10
you?
episodes.
Well, you go ahead, and then I've got a question.
I was gonna say not like that time. The first time I did shrooms, that was genuinely terrifying.
Yeah.
She goes, my butt's buzzing. I was like, oh no, it's been 3 minutes since you ate those
Yeah.
shrooms. You're about to trip really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I was sobbing.
The quicker they hit, the harder it's gonna hit.
Yeah,
It
that's. I
was-
mean, she had just taken them. I was like, you're overthinking
He
it.
told me
And
I
it's
was
just like-
making it up, and then he looked in my eyes. and
No, once you said your butt was vibrating, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's still a little early to
Yeah.
tell.
Did you take vitamin C that day, or did you have anything with like a vitamin C
I don't think so.
supplement?
I
only
hadn't
prepped it
really
all.
eaten.
Just
Oh,
took
yeah,
me to the
that'll do it.
face.
So what we used to do is take a bunch of mushrooms and then eat a bunch of orange slices, and
Yeah.
it makes it all hit like immediately and as hard as it possibly can.
Okay.
And so we would do that and then think that, oh, it'll hit because it's Chattanooga, an Uber ride is 6 minutes away. And we would always end up tripping in the Uber. And we're like, fuck, dude, this is bad.
Too many
But that's
halos.
not what I was going to ask. What do you think about hallucinogens being someone who believes in God? Like, do you think they put you closer to God in some way?
Talking about like DMT, machine
I'm talking
elves,
about
kind of.
all of them. Anything that changes your frame of mind to make you feel like you're enlightening yourself.
I will. Like every time I've tripped, I've had God on my mind, and it did not feel. It only felt wrong when it got to the point of like euphoric kind of feelings. Like anything that was like deeper thinking or like just kind of, a little wavy or whatever. But once it got very intense, that was kind of just with acid. With shrooms, it was, I don't know, because the first time.
You're not saying the things you're thinking.
Yeah.
Huh?
You're not saying the things you're thinking.
You keep starting sentences and then not. You're like, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because.
Because, that one time.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
but you guys get it. So. And that's just like how it goes sometimes. I didn't feel like it in the moment, but also I feel like anything that's like altering your perception and like, I don't know, I feel like life raw is the way that it's meant to be, because all of these things are typically an escape or like some kind of like,
Are they? Though?
you're not.
They're
Did
things that
these are all-
God, if you believe in God, did he not make mushrooms and weed?
That's a good.
and
point,
made us
yeah.
have the receptors to.
And
Yeah, but I don't
Receive
think we were
wine,
supposed to
my guy?
smoke weed.
Water to wine? Wine changes your shit?
Same thing with alcohol, though.
Yeah.
It's to an extent. Like once you get that extent where like you're drunk, I think just having like a little buzz or having a glass of wine or drinking is fine. But if you're drinking and you're drunk, that's where. Because then, but that's alcohol. I would say alcohol is way worse than like shrooms or weed.
It's really just the negative use of it.
Right.
Like drunks are.
Yeah.
You can't pull a bottle out of their hand.
Yeah, and like,
Us, we're just sitting around having fun. If we get a little too shitty one night, it's not like.
but it's even like once you get shitty, your thoughts become shittier. The words you say to people
True.
become shittier. Everything does.
I
Shrooms,
get prettier and cooler.
the things you say get shittier.
Others,
The anything that's manufactured, obviously I don't
Yeah.
like. If you have to cook it, fry it, whatever to make it, then you probably shouldn't.
put on
It's a pretty good logic.
But it's also the same thing with like food. Is how I feel, and I don't do anything correctly. I still eat like shit, but like breaking something down from what its original format was, I feel like is, it's the same thing like smoothies. Everybody's like, oh, smoothies are so
How did we
healthy.
get
I'm so
here?
far away.
That
This is
goddamn
ADD happening in real time. But like smoothies, we would think are healthy. But the amount of like mainline sugar you're putting into yourself because you've already broken that fruit down, that your body's not processing as slowly as it would. Now you're just like shotgunning diabetes through a straw with all the fruit that was initially healthy, but you decided to go and alter it to the point where like it processes through your body too fast. Insulin jumps, spikes, and now
So
you're
Smoothie King is
losing your
the
feet.
devil.
Smoothie King's horrible. But they also add sugar to their smoothies.
But in that point, like flour is bad.
Yeah, I
Wheat
mean,
grows
so what we
as
do to
a-
flour is bad.
Well, yeah, but
I'm gonna go. Oh, out on a limb and say this conversation is kind of boring.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we're recording this.
Wait, who do you work for? Smoothie
Sorry,
King?
I love you guys. Hey, don't
Damn,
keep
big smoothie over
King
here.
Out your mouth.
Big King over here? Big Smooth?
That's
Yeah.
Smoothie Queen.
Smoothie Queen
Someone
over there.
watching this
You know,
video
she
is
does like a
"Thank
good
God
smoothie,
she
so maybe
spoke
that's-
up." I was like falling asleep in the corner.
Can I have another gin? Can I have two, actually?
Yeah, bourbon.
Actually, I will do some shrooms.
Yeah, we should. I don't know if I want to do it tomorrow.
Yeah. We
But-
should pick like during the day when it's beautiful and we
Yes.
all have nothing.
And we should do
going
real
on.
shrooms, not the gummies.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Let's,
haven't done real since that time.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm super down. And we should go somewhere cool. Like,
But
that
with
we
an
can go.
accessible bathroom nearby. That's
No,
my
yeah,
biggest
somewhere-
fear.
Somewhere cool that has outside accessible, that's safe outside, but also has a safe bathroom nearby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we're really losing the audience talking about Brady's 30th birthday.
Oh, Brady.
At 11 p.m., if we start Bo Burnham's Inside at 11:08, the 30 song
Shrooms will be kicking in.
activate as soon as.
Oh,
Ah, that's
I
fun.
love that. We can do that.
Yeah, I mean, we got 2 hours.
Bro, you know
Alright,
what's
cool.
funny about
Oh,
Inside?
We forgot that it was daytime when we started.
Yeah.
This.
I gotta get up
when
early as shit, but I will stay up till midnight.
You don't have to.
I know I
I'll
will.
stay up. I don't have to get up.
I got
early.
this.
Okay, when Inside came out, I was dating this guy, and he was not the guy, obviously. But I knew he wasn't it whenever I was like, oh, fuck. Bo Burnham, like, really? And let's watch it. It ends, and I'm, like, crying. I'm like,
too.
it's so good. And he looks at me, quote unquote, I didn't get it.
I feel like that just.
I don't like
means-
Bo Burnham.
What?
He's so
Because he's
tall.
my hall
Oh.
pass.
Oh.
Well, he's one of your 50 hall passes.
Yeah, you've got a
I
few.
didn't realize.
Yeah, I
You
got
got-
a
Have you
big
seen
haul.
Huh?
Have you seen Inside?
Yeah,
You
it
like
was-
it?
I've only seen it
It was a
once.
quarantine masterpiece.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I was
But-
like, I'm going to end this engagement if you say anything else.
Yeah.
About another man? Fuck Bo Burnham.
He's a Patreon subscriber.
You were worried about playing Bill Nye's hypothetical wife. You're okay with saying
I'm also
fuck
going
Bo
to
Burnham.
fight Bill Nye.
Yeah.
Yeah. All these hall
Uh,
passes catching fades.
But
know-
Inside really is the most genius thing.
It's
like,
phenomenal.
I mean, he has a lot of resources as far as lighting and cameras and stuff, but like, he was in one fucking room. He worked with what he had and created a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. It's a perfect, like, identifier for where we are as like a society right now. It's
Yeah.
genius. It's amazing.
I agree.
Yeah. A lot of good jingles.
I love Bo Burnham.
A lot of good ring tings and jingle things, you know?
And when he started releasing shit on YouTube when I was younger, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I think Smoothies was more interesting than Bo Burnham glazing.
We could wrap this up. We're at 23 minutes on Patreon.
Oh, I didn't ask a single question.
You want me to?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe. Yes, Bo Burnham is very funny. Yes, the special was very good.
I have 23 messages from a group message. Should I just read one of those questions?
If you can.
I can't.
Yeah. I don't read any messages from group messages.
Look at my new
Not out loud.
nails.
Look at my nails. Lulu is chill. Oh, hey. Sorry, didn't mean to wake you up. Didn't mean to wake you up. And next week,
You added all these questions.
we
to
will
this?
have. Yeah.
All right. Which of the teachers would you prefer if you were a Hogwarts student?
But I didn't add that one. Which of the teachers would I prefer?
I didn't add that.
Darth
the-
Vader.
Never seen Star Wars, by the way.
She
hasn't,
hasn't. That
yeah.
makes sense.
Which
And
is
you
fair.
need to. I don't have time to go into that.
Yeah, maybe a different question. Sorry I put that in there.
Fiona, what teacher would you have while I find another question? At Hogwarts.
What's the lady's name?
McGonagall.
Yeah.
Snape. Is that one of them?
Yeah.
That's the...
And he's actually.
Which
Alan
orange came
Rickman.
first, the color or the fruit?
Damn, that's a good question.
The fruit.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm guessing.
There's an answer to this, by the way.
Oh, there really is?
Yeah.
The fruit.
I'm just reading it off the internet, but I already knew this.
How long have oranges been around?
It says it in the answer. The fruit, the orange, came first, and the color was later named after it. The word orange for the fruit appeared in English in the 13th century, while the word for the color orange emerged around the 16th century. Before oranges were widely known, the color was described as yellow-red.
Fucking idiots. So dumb.
So oranges are from England, huh? Interesting.
I thought they were from Florida. I thought they were from the Panhandle.
That's what the English want you to think.
Yeah. Wait, you mean to tell me some British blokes? Wait, how long have oranges been around?
Since the 13th century.
The color.
No, that's when the fruit was named in English, orange.
Okay, but it's been around.
Yeah, probably
forever.
from China.
Okay.
Everything in Europe came from China.
Really?
Yeah, pasta is from China.
Fish and chips.
Potatoes came from South America.
No.
Not from China, from South America.
Okay.
Europe didn't have potatoes until they came to America.
No.
Gungam style.
I'm sure they were frying fish.
I don't know. Do you think they were a frying food culture?
Maybe not until China got involved.
Man, deep thinkers on this Patreon tonight. So, orange came first. It's 1 point me.
Do you want me to do trivia from now on? Okay,
Yeah,
so
let's
this
see
one...
who's smarter.
I don't know that one.
We'll do one more. One more.
Oh, here's a good one. Why are we so terrified of making mistakes if we can learn from them and improve? Matt, let's start with you.
I'm not good at improv. You go ahead and take this one. Why are we so scared to learn from our mistakes?
Why are we terrified to make mistakes if we learn from them every time?
Because they hurt.
Pain is weakness leaving the body.
And then entering the mind.
Your turn.
Let's go. Give me what you got.
Okay. Probably because of the way we've branded being wrong. It's the worst thing you can be, even though that's clearly not true, because everyone's wrong till they're right. But it's the ego that's inside all of us. So once it was branded as a bad thing, people are scared to admit they were wrong or made a mistake.
That's insightful.
That was improv, you dumb bitch.
That was just thinking.
That's what... I'm not doing this anymore.
All right, so
No, we're skipping you.
if being wrong is... What was the question again?
Why are people scared to make mistakes if we are supposed to learn from them?
Yeah, because you get punished for making mistakes.
Why?
Because that's the way society is.
Why?
Are you 5-year-old me right now?
No, I think we'll get there if I keep saying why.
Why does society punish people for making mistakes?
Yeah.
Because
That's
it
the root.
fucks things up. I mean, in a very simplistic, mistakes.
The only
fuck things
way
up.
we
So-
know anything is from making the mistakes and figuring out the right answer.
Yeah.
We are rewarded for being right. We're not rewarded for the
Being
journey
wrong.
getting there.
Oh.
Smart gal.
Yeah.
Smart gal right now.
That's all I was doing. I was just trying to push you to really come up with some gems. And that's what a good man does. He supports his lady. I knew you
Damn.
could get there. And technically, I guess I did that. So
Well,
sorry.
no, go for it.
That philosophy, way of thinking is evident in all parts of our lives. Like, think about comedy. Like, Nikki Glazer's at the top of the top. She's not rewarded for the journey, for the open mics and the dumb fucking indie shows she had to do to get there.
yeah,
We
nobody
just
needs to be rewarded for
celebrate
open
the
mics.
success.
You know Thomas Edison, and I could be using the wrong person for this fact, had over 30 failures before he invented electricity. And he stole that from Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
Also, I think
I
it
think
might have
the
been like
wrong
Benjamin
thing
Franklin or something.
Is interesting because when it comes to like, kind of to circle it back to what we were talking about earlier with the universe and existence, when it comes to like religion and stuff, I never feel like someone is wrong until they tell other people that their religion is wrong. You know what I mean? Like if you're
Yeah.
a Christian and you're like, no, Islam is not right. Like, you shut the fuck up and go to church. Like, you have no idea what your own book is about if you think that your life should be entrenched in telling other people that they're doing the wrong thing. Or like,
Yeah.
you know, with all like the anti-gays and like the fucking, what's that church called? Westboro Baptist that like protest veterans' funerals and shit like that. Like, you were wrong now because you were telling other people that the way they live their life is incorrect.
Well, it makes me
It's not
laugh
part of it.
too, because with Islam and stuff, the reason they're so disliked amongst Christians, I don't know enough to speak on that, but
You can say it and I'll let you know if you're
I know, like, there's a lot of, like, women don't have a voice or a saying
Yeah.
or blah, blah, blah. But that's old school Christianity, too. So it's like, y'all all came from the same seed. But
Yeah,
they're
but-
just sticking to old stuff, and y'all evolved.
Well, I mean, Islam came after Christianity, like after New Testament and all that. Because Islam's what, like 600 years old?
No. Islam came about in like
Or did
600,
it? No, it came
600-ish
600
AD.
years later. After, yeah.
So Judaism was first. Christ came out, good Jew. People started believing Christianity. And then Muslims who were Christians felt like the book had been altered by the emperor that we were talking about, and then kings and popes and shit like that. So they felt like Muhammad had brought this book as the final word of God, never to be altered, and that's the Quran. But like, you're all fucking believing in the same God, you know?
Yeah.
Why are we at war with each other, killing each other? It's all the same fucking thing. Just shut up and go home.
Yeah.
What the fuck? We're using it
To
as a way to
kill
colonize.
over it
But like, it's
is-
the I mean, we don't have to get into
I
this.
know.
Yeah.
It is
So
frustrating just to watch people argue over made up shit that we
Yeah.
have no ability to perceive.
Yeah. Like, there's probably a truth in all of it, and the truth is not violence.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Then you get to heaven and God was like, I did not want you guys to murder all those people. That
Yeah.
wasn't really the thing.
Right.
Honestly, you're
like-
still invited in because that's how heaven works. Like, whatever. But, you know, that
Yeah.
sucked that you did that.
Did
down
you
there.
say sorry? Come on in. You're good, dude. I'm just gonna need to see some ID.
Oh, it's expired.
Yeah, you gotta go to UPS.
Oh, you didn't get the gold star on your ID. Sorry, you can't get into
yeah.
heaven.
He's like
Fucking
checking it.
He
has
has
a
a UV
hologram
light
on it,
your
yeah.
ID. Getting into heaven. That's a good skit. We're cutting this and making a skit.
Yeah,
out of
there
it.
you go. Getting into heaven with a fake ID. Your name is Shaquanda. Let's cut it before that.
Yeah, we'll cut it before.
Yeah. But Fiona's up there with Shaquanda.
Yeah.
All right, well, Riff Killer. Hell yeah. That's on the Patreon. You can leave that one. That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
I found out that I am quite the improvisationaler. I just made that word up on the fly.
That's improv.
I'm fully stepping on Lulu, and she does
Doesn't-
not care.
doesn't
No,
believe it.
service dog. Even if it's being a step. Step dog. All right.
Okay.
That's fun. Thank you guys for supporting us.
Yeah, thank you.
And sorry about being so bad at improv.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. All right. Love you guys. Bye. So, okay. All right. Well, Feet Finder. There you go.
Bye.
Bye.
We're raping up. We're raping up. Oh, we're raping up. We're raping up.
Shut up.